Hello everyone, hopefully you all are having a very good time. You all are good and well. A very happy new year to all of you. Stay blessed and have a very good time. Can Arsenal win the Premier League title in 2024? Can they make this year a very glorious one for them? They absolutely can. And I think to straight away discount them, they can't win the Premier League title just because of two losses. I think that's a bit of overreaction. Is it a missed opportunity? Absolutely it is, because Manchester City are not at the best, Liverpool are catchable, and to lose these two matches you should be winning. It's a concern. The attackers are concerned right now, but I think to straight away discount the season, I think that's a bit of overreaction. Sack Arteta, the season is over, finished. That's a bit of an overreaction. And why I think that? When I look at Manchester City right now, see, I have a lot of respect for Manchester City, but when last season I was seeing Manchester City and I was watching Manchester City matches, I was again and again thinking this side is going to go on a 15 match winning run. They're going to go on a 20 match winning run. They're going to find their form, and at some point they will catch even 8-point difference by Arsenal. Why? Because when I used to look at the squad, I used to see Mahrez on the bench. There was Gundogan on the bench. There was an attacking quality. Sometimes Gundogan was starting. They had so many match winners. They were 2-0 down to Tottenham, and Mahrez changed the game for them. Now when I look at Manchester City this season, I've seen a lot of Manchester City matches. I just don't see the same threat and the same skill. Now Manchester City, I have no right to discount them. I have a lot of respect, and they have the best coach in the world, and they can still go on a 10-match winning run. I'm not discounting them, but I think that's a very big possibility they don't go on a 10-11 match winning run this season. I just see this City side right now has a side that can go on a 4-5 match winning run and drop points in between. I just don't see the same fear. Kevin De Bruyne is back for them, but it's going to take 3 or 4 or 5 weeks for him to be at his match fitness. And Pep Guardiola is not going to risk him a lot. There's a lot of responsibility on the right now on the shoulders of Phil Foden. Haaland has a lot of responsibility as well. Defensively, they're not the same they were last year. In terms of strength on the bench, they don't have the same strength on the bench. Matheus Nunes and Mateo Kovacic have struggled. So it's not the same City they were last year. They don't have the same strength in depth. So they are very catchable. They still have only 40 points from 19 games. And when you go to the team at the top, Liverpool, they've got 45 points from 20 games. And Liverpool by far have been the best side in the league. By far. They have been better than Manchester City this season. They've been better than Arsenal this season. I think they play much better football than all the teams. But even they have some vulnerabilities, which I think even Liverpool fans will agree with me. When I see Liverpool this season, they should have hammered Luton Town. They should have thrashed Manchester United. They should have beaten Newcastle by even more goals. But I think it's again the same problem. Mohamed Salah is firing. I think there's a good player in Nunes, but he's a very chaotic player and he still has a lot to improve upon. Jota is back, which is a big boost. Gakpo has not been at his best, and attackingly this side has not been really doing well without Mohamed Salah. And now Mohamed Salah has gone to AFCON. How they will cope with him for this month is going to be very interesting. So this Liverpool side, they have been the best in the league, but they are still very catchable. You see the Palace performance by Liverpool, where Harvey Elliott scored that wonder goal for them to win the game. Manchester United 30 shots and they could not even score a goal. Even against Newcastle, they should have scored 7 or 8 and they scored 4. So they have still some things that they're still not one of the best in the world, one of the best in the league. But this is the problem. If Arsenal can put a winning run, they can absolutely catch this Liverpool side. But will they put on the winning run? That is the interesting question from this Arsenal side. Now coming on to Arsenal, they still have a very, very good side. Gabriel Saliba are two fantastic centre-backs. They're going through a tough run, but they're still one of the best centre-backs in the league. I think Zinchenko is a very error-prone defender in terms of defensively, but attackingly, he's still really good at that position, and I think they should still continue with him. Ben White has been struggling, but he's carrying a knock, and I think as the season will progress, he'll do better. Raya, I think, is just a fine goalkeeper, just an above-average goalkeeper, like it was the last year with Ramsdale. Now you go to the midfield, and I think Arteta can really sort this crisis, and not by transfer market, not going into the transfer market and getting some player, by just structure. I think Arsenal can get back to the team they were. Arsenal cannot play the football they played last year, and that's a reality. Because last year, they started the season when teams were not really expecting them to be this good. Many teams did not really employ a low block, and Arsenal enjoyed. Now Arsenal have that respect, the teams are scared. So in terms of playing low block, Arsenal have struggled this season. But on the other hand, one thing Granit Xhaka used to bring to them is cutting the passing lanes, is making the runs up and down the box, defensively doing much better, protecting Zinchenko, attackingly making the passes and making the run in the box, and they are missing that this year. For me, Mikel Arteta needs to play Jorginho in a more deeper role. Yes, Jorginho might have lost his legs. Yes, he doesn't have the recovery pace. But as a Chelsea fan, I can tell you that Jorginho's best time at Chelsea came and he played with Kante, because Kante used to do all the defensive work, the up and down work, and Jorginho used to do the thing he's best at, the build-up play, cutting the passing lane and making important passes in the build-up play and the attacking play and the transition play. That used to be the strength of Jorginho. Yes, Partey is not fit, and the guy, respectfully, is never fit for the most of the season. So why not play Jorginho in the more deeper role? Why not play Declan Rice in the number 8 role? He can go up and down the pitch. And why not play Havertz up top instead of Jesus and Nketiah and structure the side in that way? They cannot play the football they used to do last year, but with Declan Rice in the number 8 role, Jorginho in a role where he can make the cutting the passing lane, make first time pass to Saka, first time pass to Martinelli, Arsenal can at least cut the opponents down much better. And when you look at the Arsenal side, they still are not very far off Manchester City and Liverpool. The fixture list for Arsenal right now in terms of the second half of the season is much more kinder. They play Chelsea at the Emirates Stadium. They play Liverpool without Mo Salah at home. They play Aston Villa at the Emirates as well. So in terms of fixture list, bar going to Old Trafford, where right now it's not a difficult job, Arsenal have got a good fixture list. And when you play Liverpool, your title challenger, at home, without Mo Salah, you should be winning that match. If you can't beat this Liverpool side without Mo Salah at home, you don't deserve to be champions. So if Arteta can't get the best out of his side in that match, they don't deserve to win the trophy. But what I'm trying to say is, bar that match at Etihad Stadium, where now they have to at least get a draw, at least get a draw, which they're capable of doing that. If they play the way they did against Manchester City in the match against Emirates, be defensively strong, be defensively solid, and then counter, Arsenal can try to hurt Manchester City. And at Liverpool, playing at home, Liverpool without Mo Salah, Arsenal should be licking their lips and try to get the most points. So they are fully in the title race. When City right now don't lick a side which can go on a 10-match winning run, I don't see City getting more than 84-85 points this season. I don't see Liverpool get more than 85-86 points this season. And Arsenal, if they go on a 6-7 match winning run, they can easily find themselves back on top. So this race is fully on. But if Mikel Arteta can't get the setup right, if he's too stubborn, if he stays on the same thing which is not working, then anything would happen and he'll still not win the league. And if this year Mikel Arteta doesn't win the league and he loses it in a bad fashion, Arsenal don't do well in the Champions League and FA Cup, then some serious conversation will need to happen to where this project is going. So for Mikel Arteta to again get a bit of that trust back, to get the side on the back track, he needs to make the setup right, because I still believe this is the best chance for Arsenal to win the title race. Manchester City will improve in the transfer market. Tottenham are getting better right now. United won't be worse than this next season. City will be better next season, and we all know what Manchester City are. Manchester City now are at the most vulnerable, and Liverpool are still a very catchable side. If Arsenal don't take advantage this year, I don't know when the 20-year major drought is going to end. So this is my opinion on Arsenal. I hope you liked it. Please like, please subscribe, and as always, do let me know your humble opinion in the comment section.